Well, it's not straight, but I don't think that matters as much. I wanted to come on here and talk about the fact that something has stuck with me recently. And it's the fact that God can't steer a ship that's not moving. I, for a long time, have been inside a ship and been inside of a vessel that is designed to move and designed to carry me from one place to the next. But I'm stuck in this ship without a paddle. And honestly, I don't even want to move, because if I move, then I have to be accountable for the direction that I went in. And I'd rather somebody else make my decisions for me, because I'm too scared that the decision that I make is going to be the wrong one. So, something that I've been convicted of is walking out in faith. And to stop making excuses for myself, to not have the life that I do want to have, because I'm unhappy in a lot of ways, but instead of making the changes, I found myself wanting to blame everything else and ignore the fact that I'm the problem. But I also find that I want to please other people more than I want to live the life that God has called me to live. A lot of the time I would come to God in prayer and say to him, why aren't things moving? Why is nothing happening? I just want to know what path I should take. I just want to know where I should be going and what I should be doing. I feel like I have confirmation in nothing, and it's made me feel really stationary for a long time, to the point where it's like I'm in this boat and I want to go, but I'm not paddling. Instead, I throw the paddle over the side of the boat and I just watch it sink, and I go, looks like I can't go anywhere. And then I get mad at God, for lack of a better word. I don't want to say that I've been blaming God and shaking my fist at him and saying, why aren't you doing anything for me? But rather, it's been more of like, he's speaking to me and telling me exactly what I want to hear. And instead of being faithful to him, I'm scared of stepping out in faith in the direction that I want to step out in. So I ignore his voice, because he's calling me higher, and I'd rather be comfortable than walk into the unknown, walk into the desert. And yeah, I think it's just the fear of walking through that desert, the fear of leaving what I know to pursue the unknown, the fear of the security that I think I have, when really I don't have security. It's just the illusion of it, because it's familiar to me. But it stirred something in me, and I feel a sort of revival for what I should be doing and what I'm not doing, to finally listen to God and to take that step of faith instead of being miserable with myself, because I won't let myself go outside of this box of false security that I think I have. And for me, this has always been traveling. For me, this has always been, traveling, moving. But I held myself back for so long, and it's really easy to use other people as your excuse, to say that they've shoved me inside of a box and their expectations tell me that I'm not allowed to do these certain things. But really, it comes back down to who you are, and if you're capable of following the path that God has laid out before you and seeking to please him, or following the path that man has laid out before you and seeking to please man. And I think for the longest time I've used other people and their expectations as an excuse to not do what God has been calling me to do, and to blame other people and say, what I want to do is so strange and so weird and so not normal that other people look down at me and don't understand. And that holds me back. But really, I'm holding myself back because I'm caring about the opinions of others more than I would like to admit. And really, I'm the only person to blame. And so taking accountability for the way that I've suppressed myself and I've not allowed myself to reach my full potential. I've been dormant and complacent and miserable. I don't like where I am. I don't like who I am while I'm here because I know that I'm not who I could be because I'm holding myself back from doing the things that I know I want to do. But it's easier for me to say, I don't want to make a decision. I just want God to make a decision for me so then I don't have to be accountable for the things that I want. I don't want to be held accountable for taking my life into my own hands because if things fail, then I'm the one to blame. And it's easier to say, God, just do everything for me. So that way if things fail, I can shove the blame on somebody else. But God can't move a ship or steer a ship that's not moving. I need to move. I need to paddle. I need to start going somewhere. He's already given me the desire to do the thing that I want to do. I've just acted like I want something else. Or like, that can't be the right path. That can't be right. Let me ask again. Because I can't see the end of it, but I'm not supposed to see the end of it. I'm just supposed to walk in faith. And instead I'm anchored in fear. Even though I want to move. I'm just not letting myself be guided. Because I'm scared of where moving will bring me to. I'm scared of finding purpose in something that challenges me. Because then I know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And that takes me out of what I'm already doing. It takes me out of the life that I'm already living. And that means I have to give up my comforts. That means I have to give up what I'm used to, who I'm used to being. But I'm not even happy with who I am. Because I know I'm holding myself back from being who I could be. My potential is being hindered by my inability to step outside of this box that I've shoved myself into, out of the idea that this is the only way that other people will love me if I fit inside of their expectations. But I'm not being who I am. And I'm not being who I could be. And I felt that for a long time. And I don't know why it's taken so long for me to stop doing what I'm doing. It doesn't make sense to me why we force ourselves to suffer. Because the idea of being who other people want me to be seems safer than stepping outside of that box and being who I truly am. That's just the truth. I haven't let myself be me because I'm afraid that the me that I truly am is unlovable. And it sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, but I know that I'm not the only person that struggles with this. And I know that I'm young and that I'm not supposed to have it all figured out. And I don't have it all figured out. That's part of the reason why I made this channel, is to help myself figure it out. But when you have something that you know you want to do, and it's this burning passion that eats you from the inside up, from the inside out, there's nothing else that I really wanted to do with my life. I mean, the first video that I posted on here was when I was 15, turning 16, of me renovating an SUV. I think my passion has been clear this whole time, but instead of fully pursuing it, I've suppressed it because I've been told that it's not what I'm supposed to want, that it's not what I'm supposed to do, that it's not going to set me up for success, that I'm not going to be happy, that I should want all of these other things that I don't want. And I've made myself into somebody who I'm not to please other people, while being miserable with myself because I'm lying to myself. And I'm forcing myself to be somebody I don't even like for the sake of feeling accepted. And it's a fallacy. I'm not even accepted, because the truth is that even if people like who I am or who they think I am, it's not me. So nobody actually really likes me, except for the people who are closest to me. I think the people who are closest to you know everything, because you can't hide from them. But I'm more miserable with myself because of how little I actually let myself do. How I hinder myself from becoming who I actually am. And for ignoring the voice of God. For ignoring God in the way that He's called me higher. He's told me to do things. He's trying to push me out of my comfort zone, but instead I silence His voice and act like I don't hear the calling, even though I want the calling. It's this paradoxical thing that I don't even understand. It's like, why would I want something so bad, but risk everything to push it away? Fear. I'm anchored in fear. Out of what could happen. Out of not knowing. Out of walking in a desert. And not being able to see. But I think I'm fed up with it. And I think I need to start moving in a way that makes me feel like life is worth living. And that this feeling inside of me that there's more than the simple life that I've been living is a valid feeling. And that I need to move. I need to fish for that paddle. And I need to start paddling. And instead of knowing where I'm going, that's where that faith comes in. Of allowing God to guide that ship. But at least I'm moving. But I know for a fact that I'm not the only one. And I don't know what your excuse is of keeping yourself miserable because you're afraid of the life that you want to live. But I encourage you to paddle. I don't know what that looks like for you. But I need you to pull that anchor. I need you to pull that anchor up into that boat and let yourself move. Because it's better than being miserable and blaming everybody else for your dreams not coming true. Because the reality is you're the only person who's ever going to be able to move that ship. Who's ever going to be able to pull that anchor up and say, God, you know what? I actually do want to move. I'm going to start paddling. And then He can direct you. He can guide your steps. But if you're standing still, what is He going to tell you to do? This is what I would do. I would pray, God, I need to figure out what path I should walk on. I need to figure out what I should be doing. I feel so lost. I feel so hopeless and helpless. And then I'd stand still and say, okay, figure it out. He's like, how am I supposed to confirm or deny what you're doing if you're not moving? How am I supposed to tell you that the path that you're on is wrong if you haven't even started to walk on a path? So I want to encourage you. Start walking. Start moving. Pick up that paddle. Move that boat and let God guide you instead of being stationary and stuck and miserable where you are.